国首相 Boris Johnson 正式的宣布，5月17号，就是礼拜一开始进行第3阶段的解封。什么叫第3阶段的解封呢？就经过14个月，英国人终于可以和朋友，不是住在一起的人，可以互相拥抱。但是同一个时间，印度的变种病毒在英国不断的增加案例，英国感染印度的变种病毒病例从上周520起，在本周已经到了1313确诊病例，而英国主要的地区，包括 Bolton、包括英格兰等地点呢，都已经开始要加强，赶快施打第2剂的疫苗。如果只打了第1剂，因为前一阵子不够，大家都先打第1剂，这次要求赶快打第2剂，希望能够阻止印度的变种病毒。
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats. Have your first drinks.
这是令所有英国人小鹿乱撞、衷心期待的倒数。从1月份几乎失控的第3波疫情巅峰，在封锁令下整整关闭了3个月之后，2021 4月12日凌晨的第一口啤酒。
I need to get a haircut soon.
You do. I'm going to say.
I do need a haircut. I do need badly need a haircut, but it's going to happen.
除了酒吧以及餐厅的户外贩售服务，4月12日起，运动健身房也允许重新开放，以及理发沙龙和非必要性的商店。英国新冠死亡人数已经超过12万7000人，但是感染人数、重症患者以及死亡人数都因为成功的大规模疫苗施打而跌落。迄今为止，英国已经有3560万人，占成年人口的2/3以上，完成了第1剂的疫苗注射。
We're just excited. All of us are excited. We're all on the verge of tears, ready to go in. Honestly, yeah, we're not even drunk yet, so we're ready for it.
4月30日，大约3000名年轻人涌进了利物浦的一家夜总会参加狂欢。这是政府所支持的解封实验的一部分，目的在逐步重新启动大规模集会活动。他们彼此密切接触，也没有戴口罩。唯一的条件是必须持有24小时内核酸检测的阴性反应。
Deaths and hospitalizations at their lowest level since last July, and the UK's 4 chief medical officers today agreeing a reduction in the alert level. The data now support moving to step 3 in England from next Monday, the 17th of May.
英国首相强森在5月10日批准了下一阶段被称为谨慎拥抱的解封措施。从5月17日开始，民众可以在室内进行最多6个人或2个家庭的室内聚会，酒吧、餐厅也可以进行室内的接待服务，其他室内场所、电影院、美术馆也将开启，以及不超过30人参加的婚丧喜庆活动。
So, Mr. Speaker, I can confirm today that the government will establish an independent public inquiry on a statutory basis with full powers under the Inquiries Act of 2005, including the ability to compel the production of all relevant materials and take oral evidence in public under oath.
如期完成理法的强森，却有剪不断理还乱的烦恼。他个人没有因为成功部署了疫苗注射扭转疫情，得以如期解封而反败为胜。英国是欧洲疫情最为惨重的国家，是全球死亡人数排名第5高的国家。在强森宣布如期进一步解封的同时，他也在各方的压力之下，承诺将对疫情的危机处理进行调查。
We also face the persistent threat of new variants, and should these prove highly transmissible and elude the protection of our vaccines, they would have the potential to cause even greater suffering than we endured in January. And there is, in any case, a high likelihood.
强森没有说明调查的职权范围，会由谁来领导调查。他仅表示有必要就这些问题与苏格兰、威尔斯和北爱尔兰进行磋商。
So I expect that the right moment for the inquiry to begin is at the end of this period in the spring of next year, spring 2022.
强森以全力聚焦在疫情经济复苏为由，以及印度变种病毒所带来的新威胁下，暂时推迟了对于危机处理的调查。 但是他没有办法推迟的是他个人最近闹得满城风雨的窗帘丑闻。
Either the taxpayer paid the initial invoice, or it was the Conservative Party, or it was a private donor, or it was the Prime Minister. So I'm making it easy for the Prime Minister. It's now multiple choice. There are only 4 options. It should be easier than finding the chatty rat, Mr. Speaker. So I ask the Prime Minister again, who paid the initial invoice, Prime Minister, for the redecoration of the Prime Minister's flat? The initial invoice.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I've given him the answer, and the answer is I have covered the costs, and I think most people will find it absolutely.
众所周知，主动对媒体爆料的是之前被解职的首席顾问康明斯，泄露强森唐宁街11号私人公寓的装潢费用是来自慷慨的保守党金主，还泄露强森在去年秋天的内部会议上曾经语出惊人的说出，他宁可看到尸体成千上万，也不愿下令封锁。但窗帘丑闻并不是强森唯一的麻烦。
Both the SNP and the Scottish Greens stood on a clear commitment to an independence referendum within the next parliamentary term. And both of us made clear that the timing of a referendum should be decided by a simple majority of MSPs in the Scottish Parliament. So in no way can a referendum be described as just a demand of me or of the SNP. It is a commitment made to the people by a clear majority of the MSPs who have been elected to our national parliament. It is the will of the country.
5月6日的苏格兰大选结果毫无悬念，苏格兰民族党将连续第4任执政，仅1席之差，在129席次中赢得了64席。苏格兰首席部长及民族党主席斯特金承诺将在2年半内进行新的独立公投。
And the British Prime Minister has to grant permission for a referendum. But Mr. Johnson has made it clear he has no intention of doing this.
And let me be very clear about this. If the Tories make such an attempt, they won't be placing themselves in opposition to the SNP. They will be standing in direct opposition to the will of the Scottish people. And they will demonstrate conclusively that the UK is not a partnership of equals, and astonishingly that Westminster no longer sees it as a voluntary union of nations. That in itself would be a most powerful argument for Scotland becoming an independent country.
拒绝苏格兰独立公投的强森，何尝不是推动苏格兰独立的最大推手？以民族主义诉求要拿回主权，极力号召英国脱欧的强森，也同样合法化了苏格兰脱英的民族主义。
You're right to raise the Indian variant or B1617.2 as we must call it. It is a variant of concern. We are anxious about it. It has been spreading. Now, at the moment, there's a very wide range of scientific opinion about what could happen. But we want to make sure that we take all the prudential, all the cautious steps now that we could take.
强森希望在印度变种病毒的威胁下，能够继续联合苏格兰团结抗疫。但强森在大流行期间多次拒绝咨商爱丁堡，从而助长了苏格兰的离心趋势，更强化了 Brexit 民族主义的连锁反应。
My government's priority is to deliver a national recovery from the pandemic that makes the United Kingdom stronger, healthier, and more prosperous than before.
5月11日，英国伊丽莎白女王主持了英国上下议院的正式开议，这是菲利普亲王去世以来的首次仪式。伊丽莎白女王不是永远的女王，就如英国不是永远日不落的大英帝国。强森已经走进历史，成为英国脱欧首相。但是如何在成功解封后抢救脱欧经济？如何防止印度变种病毒反扑英国？如何防止英国瓦解成为英格兰？会是强森接下来一道道逃不掉的难题。